everyone, it's Bob from Greybeard Models and welcome back to the channel. Today's video, it was something I've been thinking about for a while, and I thought I'd just have a look at the stash, which some of it's behind me, and how I manage it. That sounds a bit glorious and glorified, I suppose, but it's it's just something I thought I'd just share with you. So yeah, if you're interested, grab yourself a drink, a cup of tea, biscuits, whatever, and then I'll stick some pictures of the stash below, and then or after this, and then we'll have a look. And I suppose really what you're wondering is we're talking about managing the stash and how do you manage the stash? Well, the thing is, I've got a background in stock control and project managing and stuff like that. So I created a spreadsheet and put all the information about each of the kits, manufacturer, what the kit is, part number, blah blah blah, and lots of information. Put all of that together. Once I started to realise I've got over 100 kits in the stash. And I think the easiest thing, I'll put an example of what the spreadsheet looks like here. Now you may think that looks all a little bit nerdy, and I suppose it is really, and that's not being offensive to the nerds out there, because I think to a certain extent we're probably all nerds in some respect. But yeah, so I put the spreadsheet together, and yeah, it allows me to put some more information together. So I looked at things like, looked on ScaleMates and looked at things like when it was first produced, when the kit was first tooled, the kit that I've got, what year of the boxing, that sort of thing. So it gave me some history together. So of course one of the other things that I looked at was, with the information that I gathered from things like ScaleMates, was the age of the kit. So the oldest kit, if you like, in the stash. And I thought that'd be an interesting project, to pull out the oldest kit and get that built. But that is on another video, so watch this space. And apart from all the interesting stuff like the scale and when it was made and that sort of thing, one of the things that I put together, well, I've also got a price. One of the things I put together was my estimate as how long it would take to actually build that kit. So having built kits for over years, I sort of got a rough idea how long it would take to build it. So putting all that information together, I sort of worked out that on my estimate, take about 9 years to clear the stash. And it's not just that, it's over there and it's up here. But yeah, 9 years, and that's a bloody long time, isn't it? And one of the resources that we don't have is time, and we can't go and buy time. You know, it's just time. Crazy, isn't it? And one of the other things that I add into the spreadsheet is the cost of each kit, and to some extent I've put where I got them from. And you'll notice that Jadlands turn up quite regularly, because I'm finding that they're they're pretty good on price and delivery and whatnot. But as you will have seen from the orders one, a lot of that stuff is actually on pre-order. So I order it from JadLab on pre-order, get a discount, and you get bonus points and stuff like that, which means if you're ordering stock things, you get a benefit as well. So that's my advert for JadLab. They're not sponsoring me, but I just say. I also put in the spreadsheet the projects that are unfinished or on hold. So there's some projects that I get bogged down on, and they go on hold. They're still there. They're still on the shelf. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know that I was doing the mini art Panzer repair kit, which is there. Is this kit here? I think I've had that for 2 years. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look it up on the spreadsheet. But I think I started that 2 years ago, and that's got bogged down in the minutiae of the kit and the build and everything else. And I think I got stuck on that one. I got stuck on doing the camo on the tank, the 3-color camo, and being unable to do that with an airbrush. I then bought, I think it was this Panzer Alps G, sorry, Alps D, this kit, which I found on eBay for some cheap price, and I use that as a painting mule. So once I've mastered that technique of doing that 3-color, I think I'll have to go back to the Panzer and get that finished. And it's because I put notes next to each of the kits on the spreadsheet. I can go back to the kit and look at the kit and go, that's where I was. That's where my brain was thinking at the time. And because I'm getting old, sometimes I forget when I look at some of the kits. Why didn't I finish that? What was the problem with that? And I've either got to look up the video or I've got the notes. But yeah, that's pretty much how I manage my stash of kits. In case you're wondering, well, it's over 140 kits now. And that's including the, I think, 6 I've got on order. Some kits come in and get built straight away. I mean, the stalwarts got bashed out really quickly. I got really engrossed with the stalwarts. The other was the aviary type stuff that I did last year, which, you know, the Hobart's Funnies, that series, that really gripped my attention, and it always has done, to be honest. So I got a load of those. Those were in and built and out. So, but I do have stuff here that's sitting here and has been sat here for ages. And it's probably because I got halfway through it, lost interest, or for whatever reason didn't finish it, and it's just boxed up and put away. So I really should go back to some of these ones and get them built. So I think once I've done the Aurora group build, once I've finished doing the rigging on the Stranraer, which is sat over there, I'll get those 2 aircraft out of the way, and then we'll do something different. Anyway, thanks for listening to me waffling and prattling on about nothing, if you've got this far. And yeah, if you're new and you just got onto the channel and think, what the hell's this old fart talking about? Um, yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and leave a comment, even if it's a comment that says this was a waste of my time. It's like it's time I won't get back. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.